The legendary master schedules an exam. The subject is this woman. The person who draws the best can become the chief apprentice of the legendary master. Everyone has finished painting. Only this man turned in a blank. He can't draw anything. Are you playing with me? No one at that time would have thought. Such a guy will be the closest to God in the future. His name is Leonardo da Vinci. He's a new apprentice. He couldn't follow the master's request of drawing the moon goddess. Not for lack of talent. It's because he thinks that woman is not perfect. She has calluses on her hands, an injured arm, and a scar on the back. Such an imperfect woman. How to draw to become the goddess of the moon. He finds the girl alone with the hope to draw her truest side. The girl named Katerina. She's a model who is running around. Katerina poses as before, but she was stopped by Da Vinci. Just sit like you normally do. He's different from other painters. He's not content with just drawing a sketch with charcoal. In pursuit of perfection, he stole paint from the master and started coloring the sketch. On this day, the master received an important entrustment: the installation of the cross for the largest Milan cathedral in the country. It's 8 feet in diameter and weighs 18 tons. Once capping is complete, it will be remembered in history. They will enjoy the supreme glory. But it's easier said than done. It's an almost impossible task. The master thought hard for days, but he still can't find the slightest bit of thought. 18 tons is too heavy. Even using the building a crane, it also can only be transported up to the height of the first segment. To go up, the scaffolding can't bear the weight at all. Once the force is unstable, the whole church will collapse. By then the master's lifelong reputation will be ruined. The more difficult it is, the easier it is to be attracted. Leonardo da Vinci stared at the problem of the century, but he was kicked out of the room by the upset master. Problems that even the master can't solve. What can an apprentice do? Da Vinci lying in a bed filled with the problem of the century. When he blows out the candle, the rising smoke instantly inspired him. He suddenly realized, if it can take 18 tons of heavy objects become weightless, everything will be solved. Da Vinci gets out of bed and sneaks into the master's study. Start drawing like crazy on blueprints, redesigned construction drawings. The next day, the master wakes up. He was shocked all over his face. Absolutely impossible. He looked at the design in front of him in disbelief. The palms are trembling. A few days later, the project is on schedule. The 18-ton cross was suspended in the air. The people below are densely packed. Everyone held their breath and looked up to witness the miracle to come. He was the god of 500 years ago, the almighty Leonardo da Vinci. This 18-ton cross that is impossible to violate the law of gravity is on top of the first meter-high spire. But Da Vinci used a lot of pulleys to reduce its weight to complete an almost impossible trail. Until this moment, the legendary master dared to breathe. Everyone congratulates the master, but the master is not happy at all, because he knows it's not his credit at all. Even the master doesn't even deal with the century's problem. Just glanced, Da Vinci makes it easy. At that time, he was just an apprentice. Da Vinci didn't take credit for anyone. He's like a lunatic, just immersed himself in his own creation. But even so, he still got kicked out by the master. The reason is that he stole the master's paint. At that time, pigments are only eligible for those who paint. An apprentice is simply not worthy. I want you to get out of here. Go. He's like a useless piece of trash that was randomly discarded. Learn that Da Vinci was swept out of the house. Katerina forced her way in with the painting. When the master sees Da Vinci's works, his mind is restless. The master personally found Da Vinci and asked him if the roof of the church is his design. Yes, it was designed by me. Exactly as expected, the master smiles with satisfaction. You will be my first apprentice. Since then, Da Vinci has become the chief apprentice of the master. Leonardo da Vinci has since become the master's chief apprentice. The master began to teach him how to discern light, teach him how to modulate colors, how to master the balance of composition. Da Vinci has been supremely reused. The master even offered to ask him to come with him to paint an altarpiece for the church of San Salvi. This is a great honor and trust. Da Vinci was ordered by the master. It's responsible for drawing the little angel on the far left. However, the drawing is completed. He still refuses to paint. He is not satisfied because it's not what he wants. Da Vinci closed his eyes. Katerina's appearance suddenly appeared in his mind. Opening his eyes again, he made a decision that could affect the world. He erased all the previous drawings and started repainting. It took all night. The next day, the master wakes up. His face is full of shock. Blue is better than a blue. Good job. A large group of people who came here that night admired the masterpieces of the master, but they couldn't help being attracted by the little angel on the far left. No matter from the character shape or facial expression, the drawing by Da Vinci is far more than the master. This is the masterpiece of the future. Christ was baptized. Da Vinci became famous. People say congratulations to him. Even the Duke of Milan, who came from afar, also threw an olive branch to him. Da Vinci was in his early 20s. Just as he was about to become famous, a crisis sent him from heaven into the abyss. An unknown man became famous, but when one stepped to the sky, he suffered a catastrophe. Some classmates are jealous that he has a crooked mind, accusing him and the male models of wrongdoing, unorthodox. It was a heinous crime at the time. Da Vinci's reputation was ruined. He was sent to jail. A bank director admired him and used of power to drop charges. But nonetheless, people's memories will not be erased. A bug with a bad reputation. Not only the reputation, but also the benefits of the college are affected. The master ruthlessly abandoned him. He was swept out of the academy again. There is no way the talent Da Vinci became an indifferent old man. The first thing is his father saw him and was not caring. Instead of complaining, he complained about spending a lot of money just to put Da Vinci into the academy. Now it's all wasted. When he was born, his father refused to admit his relationship with him. His mother is a peasant. He's their illegitimate child. He's always regarded as a disgrace by his father. Now Da Vinci is cornered. He can only beg his father to help him open a studio. In the future, he will pay tenfold. Because of considering Da Vinci's genius, the father paid for materials in advance and arranged stably for him. Fame with a painting. Da Vinci accepted 2 commissions. One is to make a hat mural for the monastic appearance. One is to paint a portrait of the director's daughter. That's the price the bank director saved him. For whatever purpose, as long as these 2 tasks are successfully completed, he can make a name for himself and make a comeback. Da Vinci is not a normal person. He has a stubbornness that ordinary people don't have. The director asks him for drawing a portrait of happiness for his married daughter. But if she has to marry a man she doesn't like, how she can be happy? He just felt the girl's unhappiness and drew what he sees. That is a person without a smile. Even the distressing oil paintings. The director was furious, ruined a large part of the bottom, and angrily drove Da Vinci away. This incomplete oil painting is known as Portrait of Ginevra Banshee to the world later. The priest on the other side asked him to paint a scoop according to the gourd, exactly copied from the drawing paper. He just wants to add his own thoughts and creates new ideas. The priest was disappointed when he saw it. He walked away angrily. Both commissions fell through. His dad was disappointed with him. You're totally a mistake. Da Vinci has no place here. No studio will use him again. No employer will entrust him. Da Vinci is disheartened. After stubbornly finishing the mural, he abandoned everything and went on a journey. Da Vinci's road to becoming a legendary officially started from this moment. Thank you for watching.